Okay, so on our previous tutorial, we were able to build the header buttons. So now we are heading to the first page. So this side, the profile, post, and the following. Yeah. So let's dive into the tutorial. Okay, so first of all, this is the app. Yeah, so let's change the background color. So the background color for this whole thing is supposed to be black. Okay, so let's go to the about. So the whole thing is supposed to be black. So let me change the color to black. Okay, then let me refresh the Metro bundler. So anytime, so you have to refresh the Metro bundler. Okay, so when we refresh the Metro bundler, so as you can see, this is a black screen. So it's contrary to this one. So let's continue. So we are supposed to create a view. We are supposed to create a view. We are supposed to create a view. So in this view, you get one image, then two, one, two, three tests. So inside this view, you get an image. So you get an image. So image with a self-closing tag. Okay. So you get an image. So the image, the source of the image will be equal to this. We'll give a space. Then inside there, we have always put in mind, we have the required. Without the required, you will not be able to access the app. So we are using the local image dot dot. So I have to put it in a strange form. So dot dot. So this particular image is in the images folder. So images. So images, then /1.jpg. Okay, so let's save it. So as you can see, the image has an error simply because we have not imported the image component in here. So let's import it here. So image, so let me import it. So you see that the error will go. So this is how we correct or we read error. Okay, so let me refresh the Metro bundler. So they are talking about, let me close and start the Metro bundler again, simply because we added a new component. So expo start enter. So let me refresh it. Okay, so it's now starting the app. So before it's starting, let me continue with this thing. So from there, you'll be having another view, to keep the test images. So we have um, we have posts, and we have following, then we have following. So let's start it with a test component. So test is not supposed to be done, so test, then the test is, the first one is post, so let's do it 67, then let's insert a new line. So let's insert a new line, then inside the new line was the word post, so let's type post, P-O-S-T, so post. So save, let's save it, let's refresh the metro. So so let's duplicate this particular thing and do it to the others. Okay, as the app is loading, so let me copy, let me paste, okay. So let me change, this one is post, so let me minimize it small so that we will see what exactly we want to do. So one is post, so 15547, comma, following, so followers, then the next one is following, which amounts 900. People are following that Skoda guy, so let's go here. So as you all know, we have not import the tests in the states. Okay, so first of all, when you see this kind of errors, you have to make sure you read the error. Okay, so this one is can't find a variable test, so we are supposed to insert a test in it. So let's add test. Okay, so don't be wondering about errors in React Native. When the error comes, you read, you document it, then you give. So as you can see, this is the image. The image is too big. Okay, so we have to style it a bit. So style equals to width. The width is supposed to be, let me use 200. Then let me give it a height of the same thing, 200, 200. So let me open it again. So as you can see, this is the image. I've now reduced it small. Let me do it 100 by 100, so that to be small. Okay, so from there, let me give it a padding. So margin, let me give it a margin of, let me say 10 pixels, so that there will be a space around it. So there's a space. So the next one is, the other ones will come down. Okay, so let's give all this a text color. So let's give it a text color of white. So styles equals to styles dot text. Okay, so let me give it a name of AB test. Okay, so that's the about test. Okay, let me copy and let me go to the style sheet. In the web they call it style sheet, so let me go to the style sheets and let me come. Okay, so in here I'm using the external C. This thing keeps on pausing, so let me give it properties. Okay, so let's give it a color of white. So white is FFFFF. Okay, so as you can see we've gotten something here. So let me give it another property, font size. Let me give it a big properties of like 15. 15 is too small. Let me give it 18. Then let me get a font weight. So font weight of 500. So as you can see, it's now heavy small. Okay, so let's go to the about page. So as you can see, this is the about page, and let's give it another property called flex direction. Let's remove the flex from here. So let's give it a flex direction. Let's set the direction to row. Okay, by default it's set to column. Okay, so as you can see, I have divided this into sections. Okay, this is the top side and this is the down, so let's give it a 12 row. So let me move everything that we have here. Okay, so then let's use it on this particular. Let's use it on this particular. Okay, so as you can see, you see where the posts have been positioned. Okay, so there are other ones here. Okay, so another property that we'll be given is, let's copy this one so that we apply all the codes to it, so that you see that everything is in order. So let me add control. So first one, so let's add the second one and control V. So there's supposed to be a space here, and you all can see we have this steps here. So let's set the flex to the main object to 1. Okay, so flex to the main object supposed to be 1, so that we get a full width. Okay, then flex direction. Sorry, so let's set the flex direction. So the flex direction is set to row. Then we have an object called justify. So let's start the flex. Then let's set the flex to 1 so that it covers the whole screen. So let's go back, cover the whole screen. And we have another properties we call flex justify content. Then let's set this justify content to space around, so there will be a space around this particular object. So let's refresh it and see. As you all can see, there's a space around this particular object. Okay, so there's a space around it, so it's being divided into 4. So how this thing is done is like this. So with the, let me explain everything for you to understand. So we will set, this is the main container which covers this whole thing. Okay, which covers this whole thing. So from there we set this image, this test icons. So this is it. Okay, so from there we are supposed to arrange it. Okay, so with the arranging, that's why we use the first direction to be row, so that it will be in a horizontal form, then the other one is the type. So our next property that we'll be using is margin. So margin is a space around the text or around an element. So let's set the margin to 10. Okay, so that we get a space between top, bottom, down and stuff. Okay, so as you can see, there's a space on the top. So as you can see, there's a space on the top like this, so meaning that the margin is too small. So let me add another, like let me do it 15. So 15 and 15 will be cool. So as you can see, there's a space around it like this. So as you can see, there's a space above the element and all are positioned on the line. So another property that we are supposed to set in this, the way we align the item. So in here, test align, you have to set the test align to center. Okay, so that everything will be centered. Okay, so as you can see, bam, we have the same effects. Okay, so this is the effect that we are talking about. So we have this particular effect. This is the top. So we have this image centered to the top. Okay, so in here, let's add a small margin to it. So let's add a small margin so that it pushes it down. So margin top. So let's set the margin top to 15 and see. You see, so it's contrary to these particular objects. And let's give it a margin also. So the margin top is quite okay. So let's give it its margin. So let's give it margin to be 10. Okay, so that we have the enough space and we have enough space and enough alignment on it. So as you can see, there's enough space and alignment on it. Okay, so from here, this is another place. So as you can see, there's a curve on the image. So let's go to the image, the about, then let's go to the image. So this is the image. So we have to set border radius. So border radius, so let's set the border radius to, let's say 10 and see. So the metro bond line is refreshing. So as you can see, there is a space. So let's increase the height. Let's do the height 150. Yes, so we have this same effect. So as you can see, this same effect has been shown here. So as you can see, we have the same effects. So let's, the image is too long, so let's do it 130. Okay, so you can, as you can see, we are done with this particular interface. So in our next tutorial, we'll be posting how we can do this whole page. But before that, let's import the navigation bars here. So in this place, the navigation bar is set to here, so footer page. So let's copy everything on this footer page. So let me insert so that we're able to copy. So this particular one has been created already, so let's copy this so that we don't code anything from the scratch. So let's paste it here. Okay, so it's trying to say we don't have touchable opacity here. So in our tutorial we said anything that we import, so we have to add touchable opacity. So this is touchable opacity. So let's go inside and see the next error. So as you can see, there is no error here. So there's no error here. So we are supposed to cut it from here and place it here. So that you have to place it here so that the flex will not affect the footer. Okay, so the flex will not affect the footer in this particular element. So let's refresh the Metro bundler. So before that, let me comment this particular thing out so that in our next tutorial we'll work on how, let me comment this out, command. So let me comment it out so that in our next tutorial we work on how we can import this particular objects. So in day 5 we were able to complete this series of tasks. In day 5 we were able to complete from here to this side. So thank you very much for watching this tutorial, and please don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos on how to create this kind of responsive web or mobile application. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this particular tutorial. God bless you. Bye bye.